Hello everyone, this is Cookies. I've got turn 10 of game 9 of the second round of Luce's tournament. Let's go ahead and jump into this again. So we got some more messages. Um, Almost a perfect turn. Yeah, let's see him talk about his sights. Then Spider had to assassinate my Earth Raider. Yeah. It's the best one I found so far. First four. It would be, yeah, except you've got the Tower of the Golden Order. Suddenly have three good sites I want to drop a fort. Counting the library I got from killing the cloud mages. What a terrible conundrum. How shall I cope? He's very happy. Things are heating up diplomatically. Mostly happy to hear them. Machaka attacking yes is good. Wish they'd done this turn because I closed a very favorable deal with Oceania that I might not have done if I'd known yes would be distracted. Ah, okay. So however, I don't think this will be a projected war with Yes. We'll see. Yes might just raid casually into those coastal areas and then go back. I know I said I was going to try and bully the underwater nations, but I was very worried Yes was expanding so well they would overrun Oceania soon. Yes. I had some similar concerns. So instead of risking a bump, I'm fairly certain I would have won. I made a deal with Oceania to get access to the cave entrance southwest of me. Hopefully I can get there before Shinyama has conquered all of the cave, with Jotunheim attacking yes. Oh, is Jotunheim attacking yes? What? Shinyama is the only neighbor I'm worried about in the short term. Jotunheim's attacking Naba. I think that's a typo. Okay. Still, I think I'm going to take a turn off. Research to summon three statues. Or research, I think, to level 3 to summon statues. And launch a northeastward expansion party next turn. A turn early before Machaka gets ideas to move into those lands and show some strength. Machaka reached out to me to join the war, so did Naba, but I turned them down, and the Pythian player says they weren't much for diplomacy when they tried to talk. Okay. Interesting. That sounds like you're going to be fighting Pythium. Alright, Jotunheim. Going straight for the cap. Doesn't look like Naba has any troops nearby, and his expansion didn't go too well from the looks of it. Also, Agartha told me Naba and Oceania had some unfortunate bumps. Um, no? But Naba did fail expansion pretty hard. What could go wrong? I think it could go pretty well for you. And then for Yes, strange choice by Machaka to attack me here. He's gaining at most a handful of provinces in exchange for a game-long threat of harassment from underwater elves. His regen, Hardscan, Magic Weapons Blast doesn't match up well into me at all, and while a mono drop would be annoying once, it's nothing a few GSSs can't solve. Missed opportunity for him to try and pivot me against some of his neighbors, or realistically, a quick death. I doubt Machaka's other neighbors would be terribly sad to see him go. Alright. In terms of player combat, we've only got the two, though, so no counterattacks from Yes. We got Jotunheim attacking the Ba. This is the smallest little raid of giants. A fair amount of PD. Biggest risk was, yeah, this guy getting pegged by arrows. And he routed. I hate that you can't just tell commanders to stand still. It's so annoying to me. Alright. And then Jotunheim. All right, moving straight on the cap. Ooh. I forget, are these guys shape changers? Or do they just have regen? Here, we got the Holy Three. Moving straight on the cap, Naba's not going to defend. Alright. So just gets put under siege there. Agartha expands into a necromancer. Interesting. Oh, oh, this does go pretty well. I bet he had some lance catchers here, I bet. That's what these back roads are for. And probably the militia. Winning the 1v1 duel? Maybe? Oh yeah, this guy's taking damage. He's at -1 and diseased. Oh, there's no way. This bounced? That's sad. Alright. Then some more expansions. Thrum's Herdings loses a couple to the Barbs. Barbs are pretty dangerous to giants. Gartha attacked this in 1. Let's go ahead and see it though. Oh, I don't think he gets great bless coverage here. I'm a little bit curious. 1, 2. I think the ones that are going to die are just going to be the ones that didn't get blessed. Yeah. Okay. Where was that? That was here. It says he lost 3 though. We definitely did not see 3 die, so that could be a replay bug even on that patch version. Maybe they just took really nasty lance hits. Or the blessings went a little bit different, who knows? Yeah, I like the Velite spam for taking some provinces. You get to keep them, unlike the gladiators. Oh, we saw that one. Alright, so he's pinging this. There's no blood hingers there, so he should feel a little bit more confident. Loses 1 at Fry. Loses a fair... I wonder if these guys ended up catching lances. Oops. Alright. Death gems -3. That's rude. Don't take my gems. And then Nabaha. Even the Indians are like, we think you're weak. We're going to retake our province. Oh, that sucks. Alright. Okay, I'm back. Alright. So yeah, Nabaha just getting shit on by everyone. Does defend his lab, though. Yeah, this is pretty dire. I think they're not long for the world. All right. Wow, Pythium with some nice site searching here. Just kind of taking a look around. Could take, should probably maybe look for some forts under construction. Let's see. I doubt Nabah's doing anything. He's got a fort going up on the sages. I think that makes sense. Although he'll want to get a lab up there soon, too. These are slow to recruit, so the sages will have a bigger impact right off the bat. He probably doesn't have the tech to really do much with these just yet. Alright. So, is it really just Agartha? Surely Pythium's building a fort. Fort, okay, so fort in Belfields. Yeah, Pyrene just having troubles expanding. Gartha really pushing in here. And then wonder, did Yes start anything? Okay, they're starting their fort in Loreborough. I do wonder if they lost a fort construction earlier too. Alright, I think I've clicked around enough. Let's go ahead and load up turn 11. And I will see you guys in the next one. Okay, another bunch of messages here. It will indeed be seen. Yeah, I think it's gone reasonably well. And it's got Testy with Machaca. Yeah. Five times income is too much. No one's gonna pay that. Yeah, I mean, you definitely provoked them. I think just offering the province and maybe asking for a nap could have been an option. Not sure yet if Machaca is hostile or is focused on yes. Napped Shinyu off Shinu and offered to nap Machaca. He hasn't seen Pyrene. Almost full borders with all neighbors. Yeah, it can definitely paint a target on your back, but he might be okay given the geopolitics. Yes, Machaca fighting in Nabad Jotun, there isn't anyone to punish my aggressive borders. If I see Yes building a land fort, I might try to stomp it and just accept their anger for the rest of the game to keep them off my coast. Alright, this lobby is very aggressive towards underwater nations. But that can definitely bite you later in the game if you have a unified underwater. Random number. Oh gosh, RNG. Or more than the province is worth. A literal golden goose. My first gold income event this game. The 800 gold from there put me in a position where, with some belt tightening on recruitment, I've been able to invest heavily in infrastructure. With 2 forts under construction. And next turn he can start recruiting sages. So many things for his mages to do. He found puppies. Wonder what... Oh, the sea dogs. Maybe? I'll have to take a look. Find an interesting site. Now I have the option of... Oh, winter wolves. Oh, those are nice puppies. Those are designer pups. 1 to 5. Yeah. Uh, is it worth 15 RP? I mean, if you average, what, like 3 per turn? After 4 turns, that's like a raiding party, or you could have 60 RP. Ooh, that's tough. If he could get like a water 1 mage somehow, that would do it. Yeah, them with Iron Skin. It will pair very well with my cold resistant sacred. I'm gonna recruit them once because my golem crafter is already there. I'm already planning to gather an army there this turn to go northeast. 3 statues. Recruit sages. I'm gonna start scrying this turn. Ooh, that's fun. Might be going for it. Cool. Yeah, I like that plan. Sorry, I was mostly reading in my head. I would normally read more of this stuff out loud, but if I read too much all in a row, I feel like I'm gonna start coughing again from whatever I got sick with during the holidays. Co-Oni are undead. How could you forget? You just talked about that. I know it was probably like a week or two for him. But man, that is unfortunate. 10 of them sitting around doing nothing but drawing pay. Oh, so he hired some. Well, Agartha has a lot of undead leadership. I think he'll manage, right? Oh gosh, all right. So there's Machaka Yes War. Very bad for Nabat, yeah. What happened? That they were vulnerable to being jumped. They failed expansion really hard. They were one of my worst matchups, so I hope it's not too one-sided. It's pretty one-sided, but not being able to expand before Oceania does. For Machaka, I'm just glad someone attacked Yes, but I'm not sure what Machaka's endgame is there. They can't finish Yes off. In fact, the only one who could within the next year, I think he meant to say I'm the only one who could. Or maybe Oceania. I expect Yes will find an ally to split Machaka up. Since they volunteered to get into a 2-front war, Machaka tried half-heartedly to get me involved, but it's too early. I need amphibious leaders, and the ridiculous amount of demand on my mages has kept my capital too busy to go for ancient oracles. Shinyama is my main concern on my border. Expanded aggressively southwest to try and grab some of the cave system. And it looks like I will succeed. You may take exception to that. They are not a great matchup for me since their scales troops are much better than mine. I can hopefully pull an ally in if they do. Was able to expand southwest through a deal with Oceania, giving them the gold income of 1 province until I can take the little lake there to connect the caves for taxes. We'll see where that goes. I was expecting them to be heavily challenged by Yes, since Yes was doing so much better, so I was generous instead of risking a bump that would have weakened us both. Now they're expanding west into Pyrene, who it looks like might have had an expansion issue. I don't see how else they could have 20 indie longbowmen in their cap circle unless there was some event. Jotunheim also, I learned this turn, hasn't cleared their cap circle. I didn't rush, but this is awful late, even if you're planning a cap rush on your neighbor. I wonder how other nations are doing. I wasn't impressed by my expansion, mostly due to logistics and that one loss to the Cloud Mages, but I'm starting to think I'm not doing too bad. No, I don't think so. So now I'm in waiting for the Colossus mode. No chances to win the game, but there is a chance to make life for Jotun tougher. Oh, alright. That's exciting. Alright. So, I mean, if there's anyone that can weather a storm like that, it's Nabaa with Tax Collector. So we'll see what he does. Alright. We've got a couple of player battles. We've got Oceania bumping with Pyrene. So we'll take a look at Pyrene's attack. And then the bump. Oh, this is pretty far inland for Oceania. Alright, so as a reminder, since we're about to have sacred on sacred violence, we have a little bit of a defense stacking bless, 19 defense. And then for the Emerald Knights, we've got Righteous Wrath and Blood Surge with Undying Enchanted Blood. So much heavier, kind of like imprisoned stats res. These guys, as soon as one of them dies, I think they're going to start hitting the Euphoria a lot harder. So let's see how this goes. Ooh, and the lances are getting caught by the Berkrids here. Is this on attack rear? They kill the commander. And then their Enchanted Blood should offset some of the poison. Yeah, that went pretty well for Pyrene. Okay. That was pretty greedy from Oceania, too. Alright, then we have a Shinyama Agartha bump here in the halls. Oh, this is a lot of cavemen. Good thing it's a more elite stack from Agartha. So he should hold up pretty well here. Okay. And then we have the bump. Now this is that weird squad that was just kind of like sitting there, right? I think against this scripting, yeah, they're on stay behind commander. We'll see how it goes. I wonder, are any of these guys asleep? Is there like a way to tell? There should be like I mean, they've got pretty good MR. Oh yeah, they've got like the little Z's floating above their head. They don't get an indicator in here though. I thought they would get a tag, but it doesn't look like it. So some of them are sleeping. The rest of them hit very hard though. So Agartha wins that bump. Kills a pretty important Shinyama party in my opinion. Alright, Morvark's continuing to expand. They're willing to take their time on revenge. Serpent Cataphracts. Gefroy bounce off the lizard. So we have a double fail from Oceania. I wonder if they feel this safe going inland. I wonder if there is indeed going to be an underwater knife fight. Now, a thing about lizards. So one of the pieces of protection for these sacreds is the poison barbs. But lizards do come with built-in poison resist. All right. So where was that? That was here. So they kill another 9 sacreds, which that's a commander and 13 sacreds down. Jotunheim kills a bunch of knights. It looks like they have the long dead take the lance charge, I'm guessing. They do have pierce res. Oh, maybe not. Looks like they're just gonna tank it. Alright. Giants are pretty good at killing heavy cav. Another 2 of Fry down, but they do a lot better against these lizard tribe. But it is a much bigger block of sacreds. Alright. But does indeed lose 2 more. Pythium takes out the Jade Amazons. We can take a look at what he did to take them out. So, took the charge on the big plate hauberks and tower shields of these guys. Because these ladies don't hit that hard. Then we've got an attack rear going on the commanders. Alright, they take out the leadership. Then in Witch Haven, this is a defeat. I presume this guy blesses and then runs into combat and gets killed, which is a problem with giant expansion. Yeah, this guy I think should have been on cast, and because he's holy too, he might have kept doing Sermon of Courage, and that might have saved the expansion. Although it looked like this group routed before he died. Alright. And then we've got 22 Black Hunters taking out these trolls. Another successful... Oh yeah, this was the halls. Alright. So, let's take a look. We've got Gartha in 2 of the caves. Shinyama's taken a couple of these provinces. We've got Yes with 1 of the caves. I don't know if Agartha's going to fight Shin. I don't think he's going to fight Shinu. He said he had a bad matchup. But this might change his views on the matchup. Or give him some confidence. Alright. And then otherwise... Oh, is he not starting the... Is he... Oh, he's starting it here. Interesting. Okay, so he's going to wait to start the Golden Order for it. Interesting. I probably would have started this one. I'm a little bit curious, because, I mean, these mages are really nice for him, and it helps protect these 5 gems from raiding. especially with Yes up here. And Yes is building a fort up here and took a full border. I don't know. Maybe he's concerned about being able to protect a fort construction here, so he's thought about starting it underground. All right, he's gonna finally roll a big force up here, try to take out these heavy cav. Meanwhile, yes, their borders are fully filled in, minus taking thrones. They do have borders with 3 of the thrones. So now what remains to be seen is, if they're going to fight a war against Machaca, then the question is, what is Oceania going to do? This was exceedingly greedy, going into someone's cap circle. So I don't know if they were thinking they could just rush this down. But losing these 2 parties is definitely the kind of thing that Pyrene could share with Yes. And potentially Agartha. But yeah, people just inviting themselves into this border area. But that's what happens when your expansion starts looking a little anemic. He did take a favorable border with Jotunheim. But Pythium, in terms of borders, can't even see Pyrene. So that looks extremely weak. And then ideally he'd get up here and take this. And then maybe this. Well, no, you probably don't want to take this, but at least if you take this, it looks better. Because I think people can understand waiting to take Bone Tribe. But waiting to take heavy infantry and militias less understandable. Alright. Let's move on to Shinu. So they lose the bump in the cave. Otherwise, they've got okay-ish borders as long as they get this one, which requires them taking Glen of Iron, which I think they're set up to do. And then they can push up here and take this. Pythium's got, yeah, either favorable or full borders with everyone. They might think about just turtling a bit and then looking at thrones. They've got a fort under construction that they probably don't want to get raided. I don't see any other forts. All right. And then, yeah, so we've got Jotunheim on Naba. Oh, they're just leaving a scout here. So Naba can free their cap potentially, but this force could also just move back onto the cap. It's worth raiding out with just enough to maybe run a scout off, though. I mean, this force could maybe do both. We'll see. He is building up a little bit of a force down here in Trottern. Meanwhile, Jotunheim's otherwise doing pretty okay. Yeah, it's probably not great that they bounced there, because now this Machaca force might just take it. But maybe Machaca's going after Pythium. They've at least got a border presence with the other nations, and they're rushing Naba. Now, they probably should finish their cap circle. They should kill these barbs. I mean, there's some nice opportunities up here. But, I mean, this cap rush is also looking reasonably profitable. They've gotten a fair number of provinces from that. And this one's cut off, so they can take it later. So, Jotunheim's in a pretty good spot. All right, we're on turn 11. And we've already got someone capped. So we're not going to get like a traditional end of expansion, count the provinces thing. I think what I'll do, because we're at 35 minutes though, is I will show the graphs. And then I'll I'll try to at least look at how expansion went for other folks on turn 12. So for provinces, Pythium and Yis are now tied. So Pythium with pretty steady expansion. Finally catching up. Now we've got Agartha and Jotunheim, Shenu and Machaca. Nabaz's been capped, and Pyrene is struggling. Otherwise, we've got Oceania, Shenu, and Machaca. For income, we've got Pythium, Jotunheim, and Shenu. Gem income is Oceania, Machaca, and Agartha. For research, Machaca out in front. Agartha trying to get that research up, but they've got a lot of jobs for their mages. Shenu with pretty decent research. Dominion is Machaca and Pythium. I do wonder if maybe Shenu could have had a little bit faster expansion if they made fewer mages to start out with. All right, and then for army size, I mean, Namaz not that much worse off than Jotunheim. It's just their quality is a lot less. And then we've got, yeah, Oceania kind of not having a great turn this turn. Yes, making a comeback. They haven't really lost much yet. Machaca's also got a pretty strong military. This could be an interesting showdown between Machaca and Yes. And yeah, I think that's where we'll end off with this one, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.